What is your go-to place in New York when you feel like you need to find yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. There's this strawberry field. They call it the strawberry field in Central Park. It's up like about between 52nd and 61st Street. It's like a big area, and it's up on the west side. So I go there a lot because there's this one little spot that's under this tree, so you kind of have to hop over the fences. Yeah, and you kind of like climb down, kind of like on the border of the lake, and there's this like little like indentation where like the rock goes in, and there's like a big like natural rock that comes over, and then there's a tree on the left hand side that hangs over like that.
How'd you find it?
Just walking around with my friend one day, and I ran into it a couple times, and I was just kind of like, you know what, like let's go here, like let's smoke a cigarette, like let's listen to some music. We got like some snacks, and that's probably where I go a lot now, most of the time.
How often have you been going there?
I want to say not super often, considering that like I commute so much, but I'd say like at least like every other week.
What was the first time you went there?
The first time, I actually discovered it recently. So I'd say about like in the beginning of November is when I found it, because that was like, it's my birthday month. So me and my friends were kind of going around the city trying to find like nice little places to hang out. And we got tired one day, and we were right by Central Park after we ate dinner. So we went there, and that's where I found it.
You've lived in Manhattan your whole life?
I actually don't live in Manhattan.
Really?
I live in Long Island.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the commute like?
It's not super horrible. A lot of people, when I tell them I live in Long Island, they have like that big the reaction that you just did. But I live like right on the border of like Queens. I'm like right in Elmont, like Valley Stream.
By Bayside?
No, a little down south more.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not super bad. I would say it's actually, from like my experience, it's exactly an hour.
Is it Long Island Railroad you take?
Yeah. So it's like 5 minutes to the train, 30 minutes on the train, and then 20 minutes from Penn to here.
Would you say you spend the majority of your time in Manhattan or Long Island?
Unfortunately, Long Island.
Really?
Yeah, but I would like to spend more time in the city, because I mean, I do want to move here anytime soon. I don't know if that's going to happen, considering how expensive it is, but I would love to move to Queens, hopefully. But I do love spending my time in the city. Like, I have my monthly train pass, so I'm just here like back and forth, and I do it most of the time by myself, just because I'm a very fast-paced person.
Right.
And
you have to be to live in New York.
Yeah, and like I just get very like caught up in like what I want to do, where I'm going, and like what my goal is. And sometimes when I'm with my friends, they're like, oh, like I want to take a picture here, I want to do this, but like I'm like, I've already seen all this. Like I need to get to point B.
So Central Park is your go-to spot, or that spot in Central Park is go-to in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Or Queens. You said you want to live in Queens possibly. Is there somewhere in Queens that you can relate to?
Queens, probably in Bayside, because my friend lives in Bayside, and I have a couple friends that live in Bayside, and there's like those like waterfronts where you could see the bridge. So I'll kind of like take walks around there. Like sometimes there have been like a few occasions where like when I was younger, where I would like ride bikes with my dad, because that's his thing. He likes cycling, so he would like take me on little trips. We'd go like have picnics. We'd like feed the animals, so stuff like that.
What about an escape from New York? If you were to escape from New York for a month or so, where would you go?
Miami.
Miami?
Yeah.
Why Miami?
I have gone to Miami every year, probably for like the past 5 or 6 years, because my mom, for her career, she's a director of sales for like this hotel company. So she has this big event in Miami that she goes to every single year. And thankfully for me, it always falls like during my winter break. So that's where I'm always going. I'll be there for like 5 to 10 days, depending. And it's just kind of like gotten to the point where I know that area, I'm comfortable with that area. I know like the people around there. I know like where's good, what's safe, like where the attractions are, like cheap, good places to eat. And I'm actually going in June, because I didn't have the opportunity to go with my mom back in January. So I'm gonna go in June with my friends.
Have you ever been to an Ultra Music Festival?
I haven't.
Do you want to?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And one quick question, other than Miami, New York, someplace that you've never been, where would it be?
That's a good question. From what my mom has told me from her travel experience, I probably want to go to Marrakesh.
Where's that?
like Morocco, like Middle East.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So something like that. Maybe Laos.
Why is that?
Just like the visual experience that I get from her sending me like photos and videos and the things that she does. She goes like hiking, she'll go see like the little local businesses and the food, and I've always been somebody that really admires like cultural experience, so I guess that's why.
Makes sense to me.